a moment of silence, followed by a pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States. May I ask that you please stand? And Mr. Avery, you're going to lead us tonight in our pledge of allegiance to the flag.
Attention, salute, pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. First item on our agenda is the declaration of conflict. For Tennessee Code annotated 49-2-202, Board of Education members who have relatives, per the statute, relative means spouse, parent, parent-in-law, child, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, grandparent, grandchild, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, nephew, niece, or any person who resides in the same household as you, employed of the system, are asked to raise your hand to identify yourself. You certify that the votes that you make tonight will be in the best interest of the school system, regardless of the effect that your vote may have upon the employment of your relative or relatives. If so, please say, I do.
I do.
Request for address of board, and everyone to do that tonight. We're ready for the approval of our consent and regular agenda items. And before we have a motion related to this, we're going to need to amend our agenda tonight. First of all, let me see here. 2-12-9, Ms. Joe Cagle requests to restore the baseball field at Ruleville Elementary for Teleco Plains Area Dixie Youth League. She cannot be here tonight. So we're going to defer the action of this, just delete this from the agenda since Joe's not here to make her presentation tonight. In its place, we need to substitute a report from the policy committee, and it'll be Mr. Mitch Avery. We've had a long policy agenda tonight, and he wants to make a report for that to the board about things that we need to include in our policy.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Can I amend the motion for 2-12A, make it 12A, board discussion, and it's nothing volatile or whatever.
Sorry, tell me again where you want to include that.
2-12-12A. Just board discussion,
Is that under new business?
new business.
Okay, but the first item under new business, is that correct?
Well, I was kind of putting it at the end, but it's wherever you want to put it.
Put it right after.
Just put it, you want it under new business? Put it,
Well, do you have some item of business you want to bring to the board tonight?
well, maybe. Just discussion, board discussion.
Okay, we'll do that before we have old business. Is that okay? Everyone agree?
We can make it, well, okay, I didn't want to get in front of Miss Windsor.
Do we have a motion that we approve the agenda as amended?
I make the motion we approve.
I'll second.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Mark. Any question or discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And the ayes have it, and the motion carries. 2-12-5, approval of budget amendments. Do we have anyone here from the budget? Mitch, you had a question you wanted to ask. Let me let you go ahead and ask your question or
Okay, yes.
make your observation.
Just had a couple of questions about budgets, just to clarify, to make sure that I understand that the numbers that are being presented to us, I do appreciate getting this December report on an update of revenue, actual revenues and expenditures versus what we budgeted. In our meeting last May, I think it was, when we approved the budget as presented, we approved revenues of $58.8 million in essence. And now on this December report, it's showing that our budgeted revenues are now $61.1 million, a difference of $2.3 million to the positive, How does that come about? Does anybody know the answer to that? How is that different from what we originally budgeted? I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot. I just want to know how that is derived. If we approved one figure and it's actually now another.
Was the 58 million projected, or was that?
And that's kind of what I'm wondering, if it's projected, or, and what I'm wondering is when we do the calculations like Brooke had presented to us back in our December retreat, that changes daily, and we don't get that finalized and know the actual numbers to the end of the year, maybe that's why that number's different. Does it have to do with budget amendments? And maybe we don't have that answer right now, but I would like to get that answer if no one knows that right now. 2.3 million in projected revenues. So I'd
I can speak only to a portion of that, but what you said about what we talked about at the December retreat, the TSIP budget that comes out, we work from the year prior.
right.
So every 20 days it's measured, and then on June 30th, they take the 9 20-day periods and they average them. So the average that they use to project the amount of revenue we will get changes every day.
All right.
So what we would have in May that we would use to, project a budget to determine what we might have is not what will come out in June 30th, even though our school year has ended. It's a bizarre thing, but that's the way it is. Also, we've had years when they've changed the amount that they pay out for ULNs, for the unique learning needs on each student, because they had extra money in the budget. And those line items get increased a little bit once they know how much money is left over.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. The other thing is the expenditures approved as presented back in May were 65.4 million. Now the expenditures that we're saying as budgeted are now 66.5. It was 65.4 to clarify. Now it's 66.5, which is 1.1 million more in expenditures per the budget versus what we approved as presented. What causes that? And maybe I'll interject and answer my own question, but does that come from these budget amendments that we are approving? Approval of the bonuses and things like that we have voted on? Is that what changes that figure? And if we don't know the answer to that, I'd like to find out that answer, please. Also, going forward.
That bonus probably was about $1 million, wasn't it, between the two?
Between the two is right at 400,000.
Oh, okay.
Well, for the non-certified employees, it was around 200,000, and if memory serves,
Paid administrators and,
that was around 106. So just below 400,000. But I would like to know these changes and know why these changes are occurring, just so we're up to speed on these things, okay? Also, if possible, I would like for us to get this. I don't know how the rest of you feel. I would like for us to have this report every meeting, so we know what's going on and we're up to speed on not only where we are expenditure-wise, but where we are fund balance-wise, if possible, please. Also, speaking of fund balance, so in our budget meeting in May of last year, we had a projected fund balance, and this could in fact be projected going into 25-26, a beginning fund balance of $17.8 million. Okay? We received a report in August of last year, and that figure changed. The proposed beginning fund balance was going to be $20,148,000. So that's an increase of, again, of about 2.3 million. It may be related to our increased revenues. I don't know, but I would like to know the answer to that because the figures weren't exact. They were off slightly. So here's the big question in my mind, and I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot, but I think it's important for us as a board to know the answer to what I'm about to ask. So if we were supposedly starting with a fund balance of $20.1 million, okay, so far, year to date, our actual expenditures are $750,000 roughly less than what we've budgeted to date. Remember, we're starting with 20.1. We spent 750 less, yet our fund balance is 13.5 million. Where's the 7.5 million difference? I'd like to know where that is and how that's derived. And the reason I want to know all these things, and I think we as a board should know all these things, when we start voting on things like bonuses, things like refurbishing a ball field, putting lights up, whatever the case may be, we need to know where we stand, not only on the budget, but in particular in the fund balance. My fear is sometimes we get up here and we think, oh gosh, we got $20 million in our fund balance, and actually it says we have 13.4. I'd really like to know where that I don't want to say missing or make it sound like an accusation, but where's the difference? Where's the $7.5 million that we supposedly started with 20? That's what I'd like to find out, and I think we need that report each month.
Hey, Gregory, I've got a question for you, which, I'm like you. You're talking about the 17 million, okay? Back in November or December, when we were talking about the bonuses, we got all the way down to where we had like a $7.5 to $8 million fund balance that we could use. Is that not what we were told?
That's what I remember, correct?
I'm all right, but I'm like you. All I wanna know, it's saying right here that we've got a fund balance of $12 million. Okay, 3% is all we're required, right?
Correct.
1.9.
Of expenditures.
Okay, it's showing us $10 million in our fund balance. It's not designated to anything, is that correct?
Well, the way I understand this, and with respect, I think the actual fund balance is the number out to the side of that, the 13.5 million. That's where we actually stand. We should have been at 12.1 per budget. So to continue your point, we are required to have, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, 3% of current year expenditures, but it's recommended that we have 2 months worth of expenditures, which equates to about 16%. So I don't know if I actually answered your question, but
I'm trying to, I mean, you're good on that. I'm trying to figure out the fund balance itself, because, you know, if we're gonna spend money, we got to know. What you have brought up to 13 million, but it's not showing, the difference that we're seeing is from the 12 million. I mean, yeah, from the 12 million.
yeah, well, basically here's what I'm trying to say. If we supposedly started with 20, okay, we actually are 750,000 to the good in expenditures. That would tell me, but we only have 13.5. There's 8 missing. There's a 7.5 million.
Didn't we say something about the roof projects?
Okay, well, that's another
That
thing.
came out of last year's budget.
She was telling us something in December when she said anyhow, they're not here to answer it, but, so really, by going by what they're saying right here, and I'm not gonna move to spend it all tonight on nothing, I don't have a thing to spend it on, but we're sitting right at $10 million in fund balance. The public, that's why I'm gonna, later on in board discussion, the public, which part of them's listening, they have no clue what we're doing or what the county is doing. They, you know, the comments were made, you heard them, you know, that we're reckless, we don't do anything, because they don't know. Dan Hicks told us, you know, that stuff had hurt people, if it, you know, things they didn't know. Public doesn't know. We're sitting here with $10 million in a fund balance.
Well, to
that we're
clarify,
not gonna spend tonight, but am I right? Is
right,
that what we
well, to
got?
clarify, we actually have 13.5 million. If we have to keep 3% in place, that would give us actually about another $1.5 million more than the 10.1. The way I'm reading these numbers, this is why I want clarification on this, so we know exactly where we stand. What I would really like to see is, where we can look at it every month is 2023 and 24 actual, 24 and 25 actual, what happened, what was brought forward to the beginning of 25, 26. We were told an estimate would be 20.1 million in a fund balance, okay? And then where we are currently. I guess what I'm getting at is if we actually started with $20.1 million, and that was our actual figure, and we've spent $750,000 less than what we budgeted, then where's the money? I want to know where the money is, because it's saying that we have 13.5. It's just, with respect to whoever's presenting this, and maybe I don't understand it, it's not stacking up, and we need to know where it is and why it's not reflecting as to what we approved as presented in the very beginning, with respect.
Mitch, I think while you've been talking, Sandra's been making careful notes here of your questions. I'm sure she'll refer those on to Gail or Casey or whomever and get back with answers.
If we could, please, because I just think it's important for us to have that, for, with respect, again, for it to be accurate and for us to know where we stand on all these things while making these types of decisions. Thank you for this.
And it needs to be answered publicly.
Correct, and this is all being recorded, so if anybody wants to know what I'm asking for again, hey, it's recorded. If not, call me and let's walk through it. But I think it's important that we know. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Approval of budget amendments, do we know what those are? We have, those were sent, were they not? Do I hear a motion we approve the budget amendments?
Make a motion, we approve.
Thank you, Mark. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, John. Have a motion and a second to approve the budget amendments. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. And the ayes have it, and the motion carries. Approval of the minutes of the January 8, 2026 regular board meeting. What's your pleasure concerning approving or not approving the minutes?
So move that we approve.
Thank you, Mitchell. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Motion is a second that we approve the budget. Any question or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. And the ayes have it, and the motion carries. We come now to new business, 2.12.7, approval of the 2025-2026 textbook committee. Tanya Brown, STEM, Patrick Taylor, welding, Bobby White, wellness, Brett King, STEM, Michael Stamey, welding, Rebecca Monholland, wellness. Do I hear a motion that we approve the textbook committee?
Make a motion, we approve.
Thank you, Richard. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Freddie. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it, the motion carries. 2-12-8, approval of the 2027-2028 calendar committee. Those recommended are Tanya Haley, Karen Marie, Melanie Thomas, Miriam Fields, Jason Hitt, Mindy West, Kim Martin, Jennifer Bryson, Sarah Brown, Aaron Mills, Sarah Davis, Darren Nichols, Jessica Parker, Brett Jones, Brett Wright, Darius Shashuri, Denise Cole. Do I hear a motion that we approve the calendar committee?
I make the motion to approve.
Thank you, Sharon. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mitch. Any questions or discussion related to the calendar committee? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And the ayes have it, and the motion carries. We come now to 2-12-9, and that is a report from our policy committee. And I'll recognize Mr. Shaver.
Okay, thank you. We had, our policy committee met, and we have 18 TSBA updates and state mandated updates for our policy manual. And I'll try to go through these as quickly as possible. The first of which is previously state law permitted individuals to submit records via fax. That has been removed. That option has been removed. In the past, federal regulations required that certain actions be taken when we dispose of property that were part of federal projects that are no longer used. Used to, we had to report if it was 5,000 or below, now it's 10,000. That has changed. As far as emergency preparedness, the new update clarifies that no more than 2 fire drills are required to occur within the first 30 days, full calendar school days of the year. Number 4, this applies to the threat assessment team. It applies to number 13, which is any discrimination and harassment of employees or student discrimination, harassment, bullying, cyberbullying, and intimidations. And that update is new reporting requirements. A report must be made to parents, guardians within 48 hours of the district reporting to law enforcement. So just be aware. Number 5, this actually applies to the instructional program and the virtual education program. The new state law requires boards to include the definition of anti-Semitism in anti-discrimination policies. Number 7, that applies to, again, 5 and 6. Number 7, students attending virtual schools will now be permitted to participate in interscholastic athletics in accordance with TSSAA or TMSAA guidelines. If a school is not a member of these organizations, then virtual school students zoned in that particular school are allowed to participate to the same extent as other students. Library materials. A recent change to state law clarifies that materials may not be excluded for religious reasons. Use of the internet. And I think we're doing this already, but the state law now requires that Teen Social Media Act specifies limits must be in place for direct internet use. The new law requires that districts prevent students from accessing social media platforms on district-provided internet unless expressly authorized by teacher or for educational purposes. Student reporting progress report cards for students in grades K through 8 must now include the student's score on the most recently administered universal reading screener and the results of a dyslexia screener. Graduation with honors section and the graduation with distinction section have been updated. Sick leave, updated to remove sick leave bank section, which we've never had that in place to begin with. Let's see here. Substitutes teachers now may continue for 30 consecutive days. That's been changed from 20. New training requirement for school personnel who conduct searches of students. Going forward, any searches of students must be carried out by a school resource officer, a school security officer, or a school administrator who's completed state-required training. Student wellness, excuse me. Previously, state law required elementary students to receive 130 minutes of physical activity per week. This has now been increased to 40 minutes per day. Middle and high schools remain the same. Student records. If a student transfers from one school to another, it requires the district to provide a copy of that student's records to the new school within 5 business days. Our policy committee reviewed these, discussed these, and our recommendation is that we present that to the board for approval, each of these for approval.
Thank you, Mitch. This comes as a report from the policy committee. We voted on first reading in March, second reading in April. Thank you very much. 2-12-10, approval of tenure for the following teachers. This is one of the happy things we do during the year. Madisonville Primary School, Destiny Moore. Madisonville Intermediate School, Haley Ferguson. Madisonville Middle School, Haley Allen. Sequoia High School, Gary Pierce. Sequoia High School, Sherry Teskey. Coker Creek Elementary, Tanya Haley. Do I have a motion that we grant a tenure to these teachers that we have just read their names?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Thank you. A motion and a second. Any question or discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 And the motion carries. Dr. Windsor.
Hey, if you will come forward when I call your name. Destiny Moore. Haley Allen. Gary Lee Pierce.
I'm gonna give her a hand. In case she comes. And no, they vote for him.
Sherry Teskey. And Haley Ferguson.
Two out of six.
Congratulations. We'll make sure these get to the appropriate folks.
Congratulations to each of you, and thank you for your years of service to our school system. I believe the next item on the agenda, Mr. Dean, you want me to recognize you, so I'll do that this time.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I'll make this in the form of a motion. I think that we need to add board discussion at the meeting, at every meeting. I think we'd have more interest from the public, and there's a sunshine law. We can't contact each other and do all that stuff, and if you don't have some time in a meeting that we, as a board, can discuss certain issues, and I'm gonna bring one or two up in a minute that really need discussed, but I'd make that in the form of a motion that we do add a line item at the end for board discussion.
This is a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion is a second. Questions? Discussion?
Roll call.
Mitch Avery,
Yes.
Richard Bettis,
Yes.
Sharon Freeman,
Yes.
Mark Ingram,
Yes.
Freddie Kelly,
Yes.
Brian Kyle,
Yes.
John Ridgel,
Yes.
Lon Shootman,
Yes.
Dean Williams.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Chairman.
Dean, just in future, if you want to make a motion, it needs to go on the agenda. Discussion is one thing, but to make a motion, if it's not an agenda item, we're not supposed to consider it. We'll let you do it tonight, and just say in the future.
We added it to the agenda, didn't we?
Not motion, we had the discussion.
Okay, but Mr. Chairman, when we have a workshop, you can't do any business in a workshop. You can't vote. But I understand.
That's great, go
So
ahead.
it's on, okay, my next thing, okay, now I've brought this up about a 5-year plan. I'm gonna go along with Mr. Kyle here. I'd like to put it up for a motion tonight that the board set aside a workshop with the present 5-year plan that we have for us to sit and look at it to maybe change the 5-year plan. I'd like to make that in the form of a motion.
If you have a motion that we have a board workshop to look at the 5-year plan, is that the motion?
That's the motion. Is that what you second?
Is there a second?
With,
I'll second.
with,
We have a motion and a second.
with the plan that we have in place.
Yes,
Before.
yes, that's
See
what I
what,
understand.
what
Yeah.
we've got already. Right.
Any
Okay,
question or
I'm
discussion?
working towards something you'll see here in just a minute.
Any question or discussion?
Roll call.
Mitch Avery,
Yes.
Richard Bettis,
Yes.
Sharon Freeman,
Yes.
Mark Ingram,
Yes.
Freddie Kelly,
Yes.
Brian Kyle,
Yes.
John Ridgel,
Yes.
Dr. Shootman,
Yes.
Dean Williams.
Yes.
Do you have something else? Lee?
Okay, now, Mr. Chairman, okay, we're sitting right here in the 2nd District. We've got a planning commission. The board has had enough foresight, Miss Windsor. We're in good shape at Madisonville, all our schools in the 2nd District for growth. Correct? Maybe the high school's the major problem. But we're sitting right here now, looking at a development right over here with 80+ homes. Is that correct? Are there that many over here on the Philpott property? Bonor, we've got 2 going up at Bonhor. We have no, and this was brought to me by somebody else, I'm not this smart, but I was smart enough to make sure how we was on 10. But we're sitting here with the schools being probably the most impacted by any of these developments. And we have no school board member, we have no county commissioner on the Monroe County Planning Commission or Madisonville Planning Commission, whatever, whatever area this is. I agree with this individual, and I'd like to make it however we need to do it, in a form of a motion or whatever, that we petition our county mayor that he sees fit to put a county commissioner and a school board member on the planning commission. Because you're sitting there right now with 90% of your planning commission that are real estate developers, and all they're interested in, it's like me, if I'm gonna make money off cows, I've got to have cows. And if they're gonna make money developing, they got to have developments. But we have got to be informed enough. I mean, we need a member on this planning commission, because we'll probably be more impacted than the county. I'd like to make that, I'll make that in the form of a motion.
Thank you. The motion, as I understand it, is that we petition the mayor of Monroe County to place a school board member and a county commission member on the
Especially, I would say both, but for sure.
on the county planning commission. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are we ready for questions or discussion?
Do you agree, Mark? I know Mr. Shootman and them, they know what do you agree? We were blindsided really that this was coming, right? I mean, and I'm sure Miss Windsor, I mean, we were kind of looking at the deal in Bonhor, right?
Because I'm on board,
But we wasn't aware of anything here.
It's not just here, there's also one on Isabel Road, large one.
Yeah, I mean, that goes right back to the 5-year plan. Our 5-year plan, we may be all right at the Bonhor schools and maybe out here, but the high school is gonna be a big issue.
could be.
I
Possible.
mean, so we need to be thinking about some of this growth, because it's gonna cost the county millions of dollars, and they're gonna pay a few thousand property taxes.
Thank you. Any further question or discussion on the motion?
I've got a question. So
Yeah.
all the growth we've had since 2020 in this county, all the people we've had move in, everything else, how much is our enrollment fluctuated in the last 5 years? Have we moved it 10% in 5 years? 5%?
What percentage would you say?
But here's the
Quite a
issue.
bit.
Here's the issue. I've just like you. Up till now, our biggest, and I want to do the Monroe County, it's Monroe County because Tellico, but up till now, it's been Rarity Bay, Cohete, Tellico Harbor, mainly, that we've seen our growth. They have there's very few kids there. They're retirees, retirement communities. The deal at Bonhor, when we talked about it, the first one, kind of more retirement, right, Miss Windsor? But the D.R. Hutton, or whatever his name is, that's across from White's Auto Sales, that's kind of that's gonna be a deal where they've got kids. I guess is he the same one doing the one out here at Philpott, Horton
Yes.
Homes?
Yes.
They're gonna bring kids with them. And
Thank you. Any further question or discussion? Motion before the body is to petition the mayor of Monroe County to place a member of the Monroe County School Board and a member of the Monroe County Commission on the Monroe County Planning Commission. Are you ready to vote?
Let me ask one other thing. Would they be?
Yes, sir.
Would they be voting members? How does that, I'm not sure I understand. Would they be voting members on that?
Yes, if they're on it, they'll be voting.
Okay.
Further questions?
Roll call.
Mitch Avery,
Yes.
Richard Bettis,
Yes.
Sharon Friedman,
Yes.
Mark Ingram,
Yes.
Grady Kelly,
Yes.
Brian Kyle,
Yes.
John Ridgel,
Yes.
Dr. Sheetman,
Yes.
Dean Williams.
Yes.
Thank you. Dean, that concludes your discussion.
I'm done.
Thank you. We come now to old business.
Thank you.
2-12-11, Dr. Christy Windsor, Sweetwater City School contract to purchase Sweetwater High School closing date. Dr. Windsor.
If you recall, the board was supposed to take a vote prior to February 13th, which is tomorrow, on the closing date that you wanted included in the contract for the sale of Sweetwater High School to Sweetwater City. Their board, I think, has already taken their vote, and once those two votes are looked at, both, if you recall, both boards had to be in agreement on what that date was going to be. Otherwise, it would automatically become 2027. So I had emailed you earlier in the week and explained that ideally, we began with the thinking that 27 would have been the best year, but after supervisors and myself have gotten into some of the specifics, and Sweetwater City continues to say that they are certain it can be done by 26. For purchasing reasons, when you look at funding for buying textbooks, materials, devices, and trying to staff personnel in different schools, for 27 and beyond, we feel like it would just be better for everyone if it is possible, if they feel certain it's possible to be done by the end of this school year, that we are willing to go ahead and just amp up our work and try to work at a more accelerated speed to make that happen. So the recommendation would be, if the board so chooses to pursue the 26th closing date, that you vote on that tonight.
Thank you. That concludes your report.
It does.
Recognize Mr. John Ridgel.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept Dr. Windsor's report here, that we accelerate this to have this done by June 30th of 2026.
Thank you. I recognize now Mr. Richard Bettis. Now ready for commissioners' discussion. Anyone?
Can we put something in there if we're not ready by 26 that it can be extended?
No, the contract says we have to decide
That's what I'm
before
asking.
tomorrow.
I'm asking, can we,
Once if we don't vote to extend it to 27 by tomorrow, it automatically goes to 26.
So what are we, he's got me thrown off now. You're recommending that we vote to do it 26, 3 or 4 months from now.
and you're confident you can have it done?
I'm not confident it can be done in 27, but I just have to trust the majority of the people in the way that they want this done. So I've said 27 from the get-go, and Chris McCarty said the same thing, but Sweetwater City's board has said the opposite, and the majority of the board at one time wanted it done by 26. So the supervisors, thanks to their work, they started long ago, before anybody ever put pen to paper. They were already working because they knew it was going to be a lot of work. So if it can be done in 26, I have every bit of confidence that they'll get it done. If it can't,
Then it's 27.
well, no, it has to be done in 26. But Sweetwater City has assured us that it can be done.
And your supervisors, the way I understood it, they're all right with it.
They're okay with it as long as Sweetwater City says that it can be done by that
And
time,
you're
and they
okay
say that it can.
And you're okay with them saying it.
I'm happy to recommend what the board and supervisors and the majority wants.
I might say this just in passing. The only way that we're here, even with the possibility of doing this, is because of the hard work of Dr. Windsor and her staff. When we voted back here in executive session some months ago to do this, they started working immediately and have worked tirelessly toward that end.
And that's what's kind of got me thrown off, is they've said all along 27. So, I don't know.
They're saying, I'm like you, but they're recommending it.
Well, I think just to clarify, me saying 27 was based on what I thought would have been easier on everybody involved. And so it quickly changed to I was personally stalling the project and trying to hold it up, and that was never the case. So I basically allowed everybody to have input on what they thought could be done by 26, and if they felt that it could, I'll support that.
And they feel that it can.
That's what I've been told.
Further questions, comments?
Roll call.
Mitch Avery,
Yes.
What are we voting
What's that?
Restate your motion.
Okay.
Oh, I thought we already had a motion in a second. Okay.
And the motion we're voting on is to approve the 2026 transfer.
Mitch Avery,
Yes.
Richard Bettis. Yes. Sharon Freeman. Yes. Mark Ingram,
Yes.
Freddie Kelly. Yes. Brian Kyle,
Yes.
John Ridgel,
Yes.
Dr. Sheepman,
Yes,
Dean Williams.
Yes.
thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I've got a quick question or two from Ms. Windsor on this. Okay, we wasn't employees, Sweetwater High School, all that's,
No,
they've all got a job.
they do right now.
So they may not,
We have no idea till we get farther into
so
it.
yuns didn't meet.
We
But
met.
the ones that are tenured have a job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are there a lot of them that's not tenured?
Without
Just a guess,
without
just-
having it in front of me, I don't even know, to tell you the truth. There's probably not, a majority would be tenured, I would think.
Okay,
Would that be accurate, you think? Yeah,
so they're all right. There'll be a few that's not, but if they teach, more than likely. Okay. And I know you may not, money, how's that gonna affect, how are we gonna, I mean, as far as budget, will that help us over on this? Well, we just will say it now. Will that help us on this side now that we don't?
the money follows the students. So the money that goes toward the students to staff the school goes with those students. So when it becomes their students, it becomes their employees, it becomes their school.
But it'll make it an easier job for us to budget over here, right? Or will it be
There's no
different?
real additional money, no. We'll still have the same number of students to serve in these schools that we have now, which means the same amount of money comes in.
Except the county's contribution, unless they decrease that, right?
Right.
The county will still give the same amount of money, so.
Finance, at one time, basically said it's a wash, is what it boils
So
down
it's-
to.
Thank
It'll
you.
be less headache.
I don't know, I don't look for my headaches to be any less, but possibly for somebody. I don't know.
Dr. Winter, we're ready for your report.
Okay. Fort Loudon attended the last principal meeting to present us with a check for $5,500 to Monroe County Schools, so we thank them for that contribution. Enrollment is currently 4,681 students. We had a student work analysis protocol as the focus of the February 6th Remote Learning Day. Our district invited our state core region leaders to visit the schools and see the great work that was being done by our Monroe County educators. And that was a wonderful thing to see taking place. I'm delighted to share some wonderful news about our kindergarten classes from last year. They have achieved the highest average national percentile scores across Tennessee public schools for the 24-25 school year on Ames Web assessment window. That's for fall, winter, and spring. These students started out at the lowest percentile in the fall and were above all others by the end of spring. This exceptional accomplishment is a testament to the dedication, instructional excellence, and commitment of our teachers to meeting the diverse needs of those students. Please know that your hard work does not go unnoticed. You set a remarkable standard for our district, and your success serves as an inspiration to your colleagues. Your students are well prepared to continue their academic growth in the grades ahead. So we are so excited to announce
Applaud our
that.
teachers.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay. That's worth interrupting. Also, we are using Parent Powered, which is an evidence-based, text message-based family engagement program that provides parents and caregivers with weekly actionable tips to support children's development from birth through grade 12, excuse me. And the goal is to improve attendance, academic outcomes, and mental health by strengthening the home-school partnership. For January, Monroe County Schools has 1,429 active enrollments, and we have sent 13,477 messages to students. So we're pleased to have this outlet available across the district to help reach our parents and our families. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Can we,
Madam Director,
excuse me just a minute, can we say this word about, Mr. Williams' vehicles?
Oh, yes. Actually, is he in here?
He's right back
Yeah.
there.
Would you like to share with everyone tonight about the new vehicles that they may have seen a couple driving? Are they still there?
They're gone.
Are they all gone? Okay. Okay.
As part of our Innovative Schools grant, we were able to buy each high school a Suburban, for them to take for CTSO trips for our students to go to competitions and small group field trips. And, if you'll see them around, we had them kinda, I guess, branded for each school. So Sequoia's has got their logos and striping on it, Pelico's got their logo and striping on it, Sweetwater's has their logo and striping on it. Everybody seems to really like it, so.
These were three $70,000 vehicles to no cost to the school system.
Correct. We got
All
paid
in the
for
grant.
the grant.
That's worth another applause. Having completed on the agenda items, do I hear a motion to be
Madam
adjourned?
Director, quick question. Enrollment, why is it down 200?
Well, there are a lot of factors for that. Some have gone virtual, some have gone homeschool,
Are we
some have
losing a
early
lot through that?
graduates. We have lost quite a bit, yes.
On an, sorry,
Go ahead.
on any given week, we move, like I shared with you all at the December meeting, we move anywhere from 30 to 40, with the definition of that being one enrollment or one withdrawal is a move. Okay, so that's basically 1 week. And for the other supervisors, I total where they went. What we're seeing, as Dr. Windsor said, is the vast majority are going to virtual school programs, and this is not, in my head, I tend to think of high school. But the majority of that are even our higher grade elementary students to middle and then into high. They're finding online programs or virtual programs to do. It's a handful out of state, just a very.
It's just very surprising, isn't it, that it's down?
It's down.
So you're saying all of them are not coming to our virtual school?
No, all do not.
I'm afraid it's the world in which we live. I hear a motion to be adjourned.
So moved.
Motion.
Thank you. Is there a second? Can't debate it. All we can do is vote on it. All in favor of being adjourned, please say aye.
Aye.
And that's the majority, and we're adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here tonight.
Got a lot done.
Maybe